Hi guys, Speed Reels is here. Today I'm going to explain a horror, thriller movie called Countdown, released in 2019. At a party, a teenager called Courtney was convinced by her friends to download Countdown, an app that predicts how long a user has left to live. After she downloaded the app, Courtney was startled to see that it said she had only 3 hours to live while others had years left. Although her friends all took it as a joke, Courtney was scared. To avoid the predicted death, Courtney didn't get into a car with her drunk boyfriend Evan and decided to walk home instead. Her boyfriend felt she was taking the app too serious, and he drove off angrily. As she began to walk, Courtney received a notification from the app stating that she had broken the user agreement. All the way to her house, she was seeing strange things that terrified her. When she got home, she was attacked by something unseen and killed as the timer on her app got to 0. At the same time, her boyfriend Evan crashed his car, and a tree branch went right through where Courtney would have sat if she had followed him. Evan was then admitted into a hospital where a nurse called Quinn Harris worked. Quinn stumbled across Evan in a closed-off wing of the hospital, where he told her about Courtney and his suspicions about the Countdown app. He also revealed that he downloaded it and it states that he will die at the time he is due to go into surgery. Quinn was dismissive of his claims and didn't believe the things that happened were because of the app. Quinn was then congratulated by her coworkers for becoming a registered nurse. While they celebrated, they discussed the Countdown app, and many of them went ahead to download it. Quinn didn't download it at first, but she eventually did due to her curiosity. She was then horrified to learn that it said she had only 3 days left, even though her coworkers got years on theirs. That day, Quinn visited her parents' home to pick up an important document. She suddenly heard a strange noise from the closet and it made her very scared, only for her to check it out and discover that it was her younger sister Jordan, who has a strained relationship with her following their mother's death, who was hiding with her boyfriend. She had a confrontation with her sister, who accused her of being distant. Their argument woke her father up, and he informed her of their plan to go and lay some flowers on her mother's grave that weekend, and Quinn agreed to come along. Evan later skipped his surgery because of his fear of the app. As he ran away from his hospital room, the app informed him that he had violated the user agreement of the app. He was then confronted by a demonic version of Courtney, and he ended up getting killed. When Quinn got to the hospital, she was told of Evan's death, and it troubled her greatly. She quickly went to get his phone and used his dead face to unlock it and discovered that the Countdown app had actually counted down to 0. This made her very scared and she checked her own app to see that she had only about 2 days left. Because of her fear, she cancelled a plan to go out with her sister and their father because it was on the same day the app predicted that she would die. After she cancelled, the app informed her that she had broken the user agreement. Later that night, Quinn researched the app and learned of Courtney's death and that similar things have happened to other app users, although they are widely regarded as fake. She was then startled by a vision of a dead Evan, which scared her, and she nearly destroyed her phone as she smashed it on the ground and hit it with her boot several times. She then fled from her apartment and slept in the car. She then had a nightmare and woke up only to discover that it was Jordan who had found her in the car. Quinn lied to her sister that it was a cockroach that was in the house that made her sleep in the car. However, Jordan saw Quinn's phone when they entered the house and found out about the app, which states Quinn only has 1 day left. Jordan proceeded to download it, but Quinn stopped her. Jordan then asked if that was why Quinn was acting weird, but Quinn brushed it off and said the app was fake anyway. Increasingly panicked, Quinn went to buy a new phone, and she was relieved when there was no Countdown app on the new phone. However, not long after, she discovered that the Countdown app had installed itself on the new phone. She became scared and frustrated. As she entered her car, a demonic figure attacked her, and she ended up hitting another man's car with her car. As the man came down from his car and blasted her, a guy named Matt came out of the shop and defended her. Matt then introduced himself to Quinn. It turned out that he had also downloaded the Countdown app, and the app states that he will die a few hours before Quinn. The two of them then headed to the bar, where they discussed the app. Quinn then mentioned that the app said something about her violating the user agreement and Matt said the same. It turned out that they both hadn't read the terms and conditions, and Matt came up with an idea. They got someone in the bar to download the app, but just before he accepted the terms and conditions, Matt and Quinn quickly read it. It states that the agreement is broken if the user tries to change their fate. Quinn and Matt then realized that they had cancelled plans, Quinn's trip with her family and Matt's taking a train ride that would result in their deaths. They had both cancelled their plans after seeing the app's prediction of their death, and that was why the app said they violated the user agreement. The pair then headed to the hospital to get help from the hospital's priest, but he said he couldn't help. He however gave them the contact of a priest who he was sure was qualified to help them. As they wanted to exit the hospital, Quinn was called back, and she discovered that she had to face the hospital board in a meeting. Quinn learned that Dr. Sullivan had tricked the staff into thinking that she had harassed him even though he was the guilty one. As a result of this, Quinn was suspended. While Matt was waiting for Quinn, He was attacked by a demon, taking the form of his younger brother, who died of an illness years ago. Not long after, the two of them left the hospital and went to meet the priest they were referred to. They consulted a priest called Father John, who believed them and stated that the app's code may help them. Quinn and Matt then went to meet Derek, the phone salesman who helped them hack into the code of the app after they gave him their credit cards. They saw people's names and the time they were going to die in the code, and they discovered that Jordan had downloaded the app and was due to die shortly before Quinn. Derek then hacked the app to add more years to their lifespan, and it worked on the app. Happy that their lifespan had increased, Quinn and Matt proceeded to head home. However, there was already some sort of chemistry between them after what they had gone through that day, and Quinn invited Matt to come and sleep in her house. Despite the fact that they hacked the app and changed their lifespan, that same night, Quinn was attacked by the demon. Quinn and Matt were surprised, and they checked the Countdown app and discovered that their countdowns had reverted back to what they were reading before. That same night, Jordan was attacked by a demon who took the form of her dead mother. As she ran out of the house, she met with Quinn and Matt, who were already coming to get her. The three of them then headed out to meet with Father John. After they showed him the app's code that they had gotten from the hacker, Father John revealed that the app's code contained a curse. Father John then identified the demon as demon named Ozan, and he theorized that if they beat the countdown timer by 1 second then they'll win over the demon. They therefore plan to keep themselves alive a second later than when they are supposed to die. Using salt, they prepared a warding circle to protect them from the Ozan's attacks. However, when it was time, Matt was lured out of the circle by Ozan, taking the form of his brother. The demon then dragged him outside the house into the street. Initially, Matt thought he had defeated the demon when it let him go, but Matt ended up getting hit by a car and killed as his last breath expired when the app had said he would die. Jordan, who ran after Quinn followed Matt to the street, got injured in the attack and Quinn had to take her to the hospital. At the hospital, Quinn learned that Sullivan also harasses other female staff members after one of them came to confide in her and promised to back her if she took any action. At that moment, Quinn realized that she could kill Sullivan and take the 57 years his Countdown app had predicted for him in order to defeat the demon. When Jordan's timer remained for about 15 minutes, Quinn promised her that it would not be their last minutes together and told her to trust her. Quinn then went to meet Sullivan and lured him into the closed-off wing of the hospital in a bid to kill him. She attacked him, and at the moment where she was about to kill him, he was saved by Ozan, who had realized what Quinn was trying to do. The Ozan then started to torment Jordan as Quinn searched for Sullivan. When Quinn got another opportunity to kill Sullivan, the Ozan threw her off the ground and Sullivan was able to escape from her. In that process, Quinn injured her leg. The Ozan then prepared to kill Jordan as her timer ran out, but Quinn distracted it as she was about to sacrifice herself to destroy the Ozan. As she wanted to inject herself with a hard substance that was going to kill her, the Ozan tried to stop her by changing into her dead mother. Quinn almost fell for the trick, but when she discovered that Jordan's timer was left with some seconds, she injected herself. The Ozan tried to keep her alive, but Quinn died before Jordan's timer ran out and the Ozan was destroyed. Jordan was still alive, but she was sad that her sister had died and shouted for help. She however noticed that Quinn had written something on her arm where she drew herself a circle and the word Narcan. Jordan then saw a drug and a syringe and realized that Quinn wanted her to inject her with it. Jordan injected Quinn with the drug, and Quinn was revived. Quinn had learnt this trick earlier when a patient was brought into the hospital with a drug overdose problem, and they had revived the patient the same way. The duo succeeded as the countdown timers for them both stopped. Later, Quinn, Jordan, and their father visited their mother's grave. As they were leaving, Jordan got news about Sullivan's arrest after more nurses came forward and told their similar stories of harassment. Quinn then discovered that an update of the new app Countdown 2.0 had downloaded itself on her phone, and she became scared and worried. Somewhere else, phone salesman Derek was on a Tinder date. While his date went to the bathroom, Derek's phone buzzed. He looked at it and the Countdown app said he had broken the user agreement. He was still trying to understand what it meant when the lights in the restaurant went out, and then he was killed by the unseen demon. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe for more, also have an amazing rest of the day, we will see you in the next one.